Hi, Daniel Longoria here, and what we're doing is we're filming a video today about the California Penal Code 186.22, which are gang enhancements. And never mind the book in my hands, I'll tell you about it later, but it's just a journal. In fact, it's the University of Laverne Law Review, and it's spring 2017, and the name of it is Corruption Courts, Gang Courts, White-Collar Crime Courts, Overcoming Widespread Group Crime Through the Use of Specialized Collaborative Courts. And it was authored by a good friend of mine, senior public defender of Tulare County, Clark A. Hiddleston. And all these are just all the footnotes where I was included. And so what I want to do is just enlighten you a little bit on the 186.22 gang enhancements, and that they are real. And you can commit a crime where, hey, you're fighting over a girl. You're fighting over, hey, you lend them some money. You're fighting over a bike. It can be anything that is not so serious, but say you fight and the other person bleeds because you punched them in the nose or something. And you could get 1 year for punching the person in the nose and he bleeds, but if it is somehow connected to a gang, the way law enforcement would assess it, you could get 10 added years for doing it for the benefit of a gang, and you could get 5 more years for doing it for you promoting yourself, and 5 more years on top of that for doing it as an active gang member. And so what Mr. Hiddleston and I, when we wrote this article and worked on it, was just to inform people that it shouldn't have to be that way. There should be, we believe, interventions, because not everybody that's getting 20 plus years on top of their original crime deserves that much time. But it's easy if you have tattoos that are dots, if you're wearing a certain color, if you're in pictures with people. There's actually 10 things that law enforcement uses to identify and validate you as a gang member. And all they need to do is match 3 of them. So it can be self-admission, tattoos, hangs around with other gang members that are already validated. It can be a confidential informant. So you just have to be aware of what you're doing, especially with pictures, social media, what you're posting, because I get it. Everybody has relatives and friends who are associated or look it, but it doesn't mean you are. You can be a fan of any team that wears blue or any team that wears red. And in California, forget it. We're talking Dodgers, 49ers, Chargers, and well, the Raiders are leaving, but you get what I mean. So anyway, in this law review, what we proposed, we actually sent it out saying that there should be an intervention, and the intervention should be gang court. They have drug court because they recognize that there's a need, that you just can't convict everyone for drugs. We have veterans court, so pretty much saying, hey, people that are veterans have PTSD. We can't be that hard on them also. We have to be more compassionate. And they have mental health court, veterans court, drug court. And so Mr. Hiddleston and I have been talking, so he wrote this thing, and it's great, man. It's like, wow, it's over 86 pages. It's 177 pages. And so I'm the gang expert he used on it, and I'll read you a quick excerpt that he put on here for me. And it just says, because it's from the curriculum that you're going to use, the Maven curriculum, this is a lot of what's in there. And so I shared this with him, and this is what was published in the University of Laverne Law Journal. As Mr. Longoria suggests preliminary questions in forming a gang court. What is the general belief about that drives a gang member? And is the gang court going to deal with the participants' intrinsic or extrinsic behavior? And so every person is inside as big as this place. Like, look at the enormity of it. Just look how huge it is. And that's what you have inside. You have the room to, in a space this big, inside your head, in your heart, in your imagination, you can put a home, a family, a car, a business, anything you want. But a lot of times when you're involved with gangs and you're not getting the right help, or you're associating with gangs and you're not getting the right help, what's happening is you have this place, like as enormous as this is, full of hate and anger and I don't care. And that's what we would call an extrinsic need. You need to fill yourself inside with hope and compassion and a need for change. So I wanted to share that with you, and I wanted to let you know that the curriculum will help you change the way you think if you're willing. Understand, Google 186.22 and know. And please be aware of the tattoos you're putting on, what you're posting, what you're wearing, and good luck.